That's fine. Well, it's no secret that I voted in favor of the proposal, as did all of my colleagues in this decision. Let me answer that question very specifically, Jeff. There has been no talk, no suggestion, and no hint that we're going to eliminate honors classes, AP classes, or anything else other than the freshman year, as has already been described. Freshman humanities, and then if the implementation plan is approved, biology, and the freshman year only. That's it, no suggestion otherwise. It hasn't come up, it hasn't been suggested. I don't know how to be more clear about that. So I want to put that aside. And I think a lot of what gave rise to that is something that I actually mentioned earlier, is our failure to communicate clearly. The rhetoric that was used in the rollout around this caused a small but significant minority of people to feel as though they were proponents of institutionalized racism if they asked any questions or maybe disagreed with the solution that was being proposed. But I can tell you, I can't speak for the board members of Dr. Witherspoon, but I'm pretty sure there was no intent on anyone's part to mean exactly that. Nevertheless, as a board and as a school, we have to take responsibility and own that miscommunication. And we've got some work to do in changing how we communicate. The freshman proposal to restructure the freshman year is simply about results. It's about a result that we were getting that's unacceptable. And that is that too many students were being put into these regular classes, and we know from studying the data that almost never did any of those students rise up and take honors or AP classes later in high school. We also know that some of them would have been capable of doing that. And that's not an acceptable outcome, so we changed it. Time's up. I'd love to go on this. I hope we can come back.
We could probably have a whole session just on that. Jane Colleton?
My history is as a Montessori teacher, and Montessori always had mixed ability classes. Montessori class typically has 3 levels in it. So the kids are 3, 4, and 5 years old, and a teacher learns to do differentiated instruction. As a matter of fact, the materials are that range of things in the classroom. So differentiated instruction doesn't scare me. I know our teachers can do it. It is a matter of them learning how, and many of them have spent a lot of time in the last few years learning how. So we're ready to launch. It's very exciting, and we're ready to see if this works. I think it's going to allow kids access to a rigorous curriculum. It's not going to be, I hear phrases like dumbing down and watering down. Nothing could be further from the truth. We're looking at really increased rigor for everybody and well-supported students so that they can do the work. And the earned honors credit is the other part of it, which I think is just fabulous, because I think it's going to put people really ready to come into the classroom and perform and compete. So I think it's a big change, and I think it's a change that's warranted at Evanston. I think it's a fairly modest change. I've said that before. It's 1 class, and we'll see where it goes. I think we should be about this kind of work in Evanston, if not here, where. And so I'm actually very proud of the administration and the board for taking this on.
Can I get to talk about this for 2 minutes?
It is your turn, John. Okay, go ahead.
Let me start with a philosophical level and then go to the specific proposal. Philosophically, I'm not philosophically opposed to either mixed level classes or tracking. I am for what works. When I say what works, I mean what helps every single student at every ability level achieve their highest potential. And if it's mixed level that works, great, and if it's tracking, it works. I think we should be empirically rather than ideologically driven in this question. Now, when it comes to the specific proposal, I did oppose the proposal because, as I've explained in some way, I think it was both underprepared and oversold. Now that it's been adopted, we have to do 4 things. We have to make sure we put everything into it to make it work. We have to rigorously monitor and evaluate it to see if it's successful. We have to do all of the other things that need to be done in terms of diminishing racial predictability of achievement that sort of gone by the wayside while we focused on this. And then finally, we have to send out a message loud and clear that I think Mark has referred to this communications issue, that this change is a step on the ladder of opportunities that ETHS will continue to offer, and not a step towards scrapping the ladder. And I appreciate Mark's effort to clarify this, and I particularly appreciate his sensitivity to the accusations about racial insensitivity, although I have to point out, it wasn't simply members of the public who were accusing people who questioned this proposal of racial insensitivity. It was high-level administrators at ETHS, and that was disturbing. And you had, of course, a panel of experts put up, all of whom decried tracking in general. So it is not surprising that the community got a very mixed message about what ETHS was doing, and we have to clean that up.
Thank you. Scott, you get the last word on this subject.
Well, I did not have I did not have the ability to go one way or another on this proposal. I don't know if it's going to work. I want it to work. I think in theory, it is a step in the right direction. Much has been said already, so there's going to be some piggybacking here. But one thing we have not mentioned is, are we prepared to step in, criticize this program, and if it doesn't work, go back and try it again? I think that accountability is going to be very key moving forward right now. We have taken a step in a direction. I believe in spirit it's the right direction, but this is going to take, as Jonathan said, it's going to take resources. It's going to take the research. Each year, we're going to have to be data miners to find out, is this helping or is this hurting? And if it's hurting any student, whether it be special education or middle level or high academic achievers, if it's hurting any of them, we have to have the guts to say, you know what, this didn't work. Because every student deserves a rigorous curriculum, number one, and two, a focused classroom. And if we can do that within this program, I'll support it to no end. But I'm committed to making sure that it works. And if it doesn't work, I'll tear it down.